What's up, guys? It's Games Turned Irrelevant once again. I wanted to come on here to encourage somebody today because I was thinking about just my own personal aspirations in life and my interests, my hobbies, what I like, what I don't like doing, but more focused on what I have been pursuing with this channel, doing something nerdy that might not be understood by everybody as a legitimate thing, especially as an adult. And I just wanted to encourage somebody today by saying that whatever dream or natural gift, talent, inclination that you have in life, whatever your bend is, or however you're bent towards a certain area of consciousness, that talent, gift, idea, dream that you really would like to do in your heart of hearts with your life and use your time and energy to pursue, depending on who you are and what that interest is, not everybody may understand it or appreciate it the way that you see it and appreciate it, especially if you're in an environment that isn't supportive. Like maybe you live in some small town and you think more like kind of like how a person from the city might be. There might be more people in the city that think more like you, but you're isolated with your interest because it's niche or just something that maybe someone your age doesn't typically do. And I just wanted to encourage anybody that's been discouraged by people that may have told you that that dream is not valid, that there's nothing in it, whether that's parental figures, peers and coworkers, classmates, whoever it is, family members that may not see the value in what you're doing, but if you know in your heart of hearts that this is valuable to you, this is how you want to spend your time, this is how you want to use your time here on earth to create whatever that dream is, keep going. There's other people that are like-minded that you may have just not met, or maybe you already have met a few along the way, or many. This all is a case-by-case thing, but I kind of wanted to maybe encourage someone like me that might be younger than I am. I'm only 24, so I'm a baby still, but I have lived a couple times around the sun. I have learned some lessons. So keep doing you. Keep doing your dream. Don't let anyone stop you. It's cliche, but it is true. It's better to try something and fail than to have not tried it and live with regret wishing you had. And if it's something you truly enjoy doing for just the sake of doing it, it'll stick around. If it's something that you're not actually passionate about, you'll find out through that discovery process of trying. So I just encourage all the people who are doers and triers and pioneers to keep pioneering and trailblazing your own destiny. There's no real rules on what your dream can be. I mean, I have certain reservations, like if it's a harmful addiction or it harms or doesn't contribute to others in a way that's, like interrupting their lives. I don't approve of that. But if you have an aspiration and it might not be a conventional one, don't let anybody tell you that it's not valid and that it's not worthwhile. If you find the value in it, keep it going, and don't listen to opinions are a dime a dozen. A teacher once told me, opinions are like butts. Everyone has them, but they stink. So that kind of rings true with people at certain points who may not who may discourage you with their words when you're trying something new, especially when you're trying something new. That's such a vulnerable stage where you haven't, especially when you haven't built a lot of confidence in that pursuit, that hobby, that dream. It can be, people have often given up on their dreams because somebody along the way said something that shut them down and made them want to quit. But I would just encourage you to listen to your higher self in this situation instead of somebody's opinion, even if they're an authority in your life and you value their thoughts. For example, like a high, like an example of like a celebrity, someone in a high place who had this happen was T-Pain, where someone he looked up to discouraged him on a plane ride. He ran into Jay-Z, and T-Pain was excited to just briefly say hi or something, and Jay-Z came up to him and said, "You killed rap music, like you messed up the whole game with auto-tune." And so luckily T-Pain kept going, but he had already established himself a lot, like a position in the industry. But just when you're starting out, it can be really difficult to hear contrarians vocalize their opinions about whether what you're doing is valuable or not. So just stop second guessing yourself is my advice. And the feeling that activity gives you. For me, it's painting, and then I've been on a nostalgia trip with gaming, and I like older games more than modern games, so I've been making a channel, and I'm 24 years old. Somebody older might say that's childish, you're wasting your time, you're not contributing to society. But I'm reaching a niche audience with this, and their opinions don't change the result of like what I'm actually doing, what I'm trying to create. The vision I have doesn't get altered from somebody who can't see what I can see. And sometimes you're going to be able to see things before others can, especially when you're trying to materialize it and it hasn't been materialized quite yet. So I just to all those people that are contrarians that say don't judge a Van Gogh halfway through his painting, you never know what could come of something. The potential that you see in something that someone else may see just nothing in might be your opportunity to get to the place where you want to be with that dream. So, and the other thing is a visual that I like to think about. There's going to be periods where, unless you get really lucky and just go viral or something, there will be periods of people not acknowledging you, people sleeping on your work, basically. And that's the time to persevere, because that's when most people give up, is when they don't see the result right away. There may be a delay, but if you keep planting seeds, you'll see something spring up, especially if you're a learner and you adapt and you know how to adapt and keep persevering and don't quit. That is the only thing that really matters, as well as your enjoyment of what you're doing as well. That's a high priority for me, at least, that I enjoy what I like what I'm doing. The other thing I'd like to say is, don't wait for permission from an authority to act on your dream. Do the simplest, smallest step first and get the ball rolling. Just show up with, the supplies, the paintbrush, whatever, and set yourself up for success by making your environment conducive to creating that result you're looking for. Give yourself a leg up by preparing properly and researching, if you need to, what you need to get from A to B in that goal. This world is for your enjoyment, even though the media would like you to think the world is not. This is your game. It's part of the metaphor of video games that I like. This is your game. You are the first player in your video game. So might as well make it fun, right? Doing something you enjoy. And if you don't have time to do what you enjoy, career, children, college, whatever, maybe reevaluate the people, places, and things you spend your time with, and see if you can, maybe if you can't change your schedule now, find ways to be intentional about changing it so that you can set yourself up to have the time to make that dream a reality. Because if you don't set up the time and plan properly, you'll never have the time and space to create it. So you gotta fight sometimes for your own personal time, time to even rest and heal. For example, I started a job and I'm only working 3 days a week so that I can pursue this channel and then pursue my art dreams and then have time to rest but still pay the bills. And fortunately, I'm able to do that because I'm just a single person. Well, I'm not single, I'm in a relationship, but I live just with one other roommate right now. So I'm able to just be solvent for myself, luckily, and I'm thankful for the time I have right now. But that was intentional. I used to work 40 plus hours a week or more, 50 hours, 60 hours, and then try to paint and draw and do my thing with what little time I had at night or in the early morning, but using all my energy at work and then having no time for my passions. So it was about a year process shifting gears so that I could actually have the time. So it's not always right away when you can shift gears, but if you're intentional and you want it bad, you'll find a way. I swear. And if you can't find a way, I'm sorry, and I feel for your situation, but just know that there may be hope to change your life and schedule so you don't feel as trapped by what you're doing. If you aren't happy with what you're doing or how much energy you're spending, there will be a way if you can find the opportunity to create that lane. And it's not as easy as it sounds. Sometimes what I'm saying can be more difficult than what I'm making it sound like. And I recognize that too. And if, there is no window, I guess. But I just have a hard time believing that there's no window at all. Even there might just be a small window, but it's a window nonetheless. If you have time to watch this video, you have time to pursue your dreams. All right. Let me just talk about this level and I'll sign off. This is, I believe, the 5th level in 007 GoldenEye. I really am impressed by the draw distance this level has for a game that came out in 1996, I believe. There's a lot of sniping. It's very maze-like, and it took me a long time to find all the objectives and finish the level. But just an impressive sniping level and very, nostalgic and Christmas feeling kind of. It's winter in Wisconsin, so it fits perfectly for my climate that I'm in. And just kind of a blast of nostalgia. I love the skybox in this as well, as purple and orange and gray skybox. So anyway, I'm gonna stop yammering. I just wanted to come and encourage somebody today. So have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. Games Turn Irrelevant out.